All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my Football Manager 2021 live Let's Play with AS Roma. As I described in the first episode, I'm going to be playing through this Football Manager save. This is a complete playthrough. You can see every single thing I will be doing in the save. So, what we gave a little introduction in the first episode, so we're not going to go through the squad too much more. Let's see if we're going to get any transfer offers or anything else. Of course, we have got friendlies. We have got friendlies coming up not far away. So, another thing, if you want to get right into the season or you don't want to worry about the friendly matches, if you go into responsibilities, into the staff, something I like to do for the matches. If we go over to the match here, you can easily select your assistant or any staff you want. If you think you're head of youth development, you want, yeah, you could use him. And hey, your goalkeeper coach. Don't use your goalkeeper coach. But generally, I do my assistant manager. But the power of Football Manager and the beauty of Football Manager, any staff member you want, essentially in that listing, you can select, which is pretty cool. Then you do not have to worry about it. And when you have this box tick, that is by default backroom staff arrange friendly matches. But if you don't want that, tick that off and you'll be, well, from season 2 onwards, because by default there's already friendlies. I like to have them arrange friendlies. But if you want to be in control of that, season 1 or season 2 and beyond after season 1, and so you go over to the schedule and arrange friendly match, and that will pop up, and then you can just go, sort them yourself out. It's pretty easy once you get to this screen. So, this save is really going to be, I'm sure some experienced Football Manager players will come across it, and you'll be like, yes, we know this, but there'll be some people that do not know a lot of things, so, or some things they could pick up through these tips. So, hopefully you understand that. But let's go continue. Let's go continue and see what is going to happen now. Are we going to get any transfers? Oh, look at this. Persuade. Okay. Let's tell both of them. You need to find a new club. There's only one option to say here. So, just go through the process of clicking, which I do recommend to actually do that. It's, very good reactions. And I don't think I've ever got a bad reaction from this. Great timing, yeah. Great timing. There's still going to be funny moments out of my control. I'm going to say, I really think this is the best option for you. Take charge of on your own destiny. I can't guarantee your future here, so this is your chance to take control. Or, guys, say you're not going to register him in the squad. There we go. If I'm not going to be registered. So that's what I mean by that. Eventually, I go through a process and they wouldn't. Yeah, they definitely won't disagree with that. Or, hey, anything is possible in Football Manager. There's a lot of things, but yeah, there we go. That took longer than I expected. So let's see any of these other messages now. If you take a look, loan approach for Bruno Perez. See, I wouldn't mind this. There's a bonus. They're paying. I might wait because I'd like a transfer fee personally, or paying all of his wage. What is he on? 59k. You see what I mean? I feel like I do want to free that up. And I'm not going to second think about his ability because I've already thought about it. He's quick, sure, got good technique, first touch and dribbling. But apart from that, mentally, especially Serie A. Serie A need good mentals. If you're not going to give me the 100%, it's a no deal. And it's going to be a no deal. They're not going to accept that. It's, no deal here. Yeah. But that's what I need. That's what I will need. So it's a hard one. So David E. Santon. Okay, here's these offers. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I think they're all exactly the same. So we're good with that. We're good with that. Let's go back. I think it was because we tick those boxes. Remember, and you see all these offers. That's a good fee. It's a really, really good fee. We'll be getting that 2.8 up front, and then another over 6 installments. So I'm quite happy and content with that. We'll accept all those offers. And then, as I said, we're going to get that money. And he would have been he's natural right back and left back. But I think, I don't even know where he would play more because he's so good on both. But I think the right side, you see he moves ball to right foot. He's preferred on the right. You see his preferred foot says right. You can go as simple as that. So, right back was in mind because clearly our starter, Spinazzola, I mentioned with Ashrao, great connection between the two. Karsdorp, I just think we need a better. Yeah, Bruno Perez would probably be ahead of him. Where's the coach reports? Who are they rating? Because he can play on the left side as well. So yeah, that's comparing by midfield left, like a left midfielder. So it's hard to say there. If we go over to Karsdorp there, he won't have the same because he's natural right back, and that's what he will be compared. So Spinazzola as well. There you go. He would be equally the best. So it's a bit clear right here that we do need a right back because Spinazzola, he's the highest. Well, he's 3-star as well. Yeah, to play at right back when he's a left-sided player, even though he's strong on his right foot. He'll be such a handy player, Leonardo. But yeah, we went through to accept all of those, and the tactic. Yeah, we'll let it. We'll be trained on the tactic. If you want to, I want to talk about if you want to work on your tactics more, because what I say, the familiarity. Just want to talk about it. It's not very good at the moment. So if we go into our training calendar and see. I'd want to see a bit more match tactics work. So this week already started. So we want to prepare. Let's see, tactical style. There's really nothing there so what I'm going to do is sometimes you have to take it to your own accord. So what we are going to do, actually, I'm going to select one here. Match preparation. The point is here, try and get some match tactics. You're going to need the match tactics training in. And instead of this match preview, match tactics. Get the match tactics training in. Because match previews for friendlies, I wouldn't say are that crucial, lads. I wouldn't say they're that crucial. So, yeah, that's what we will do by that. Work on the match tactics a little bit. You could have your own way, potential of preparing your tactics. Normally, I wouldn't change a lot. I'll go what it is. But again, for the style of this series, I feel like I want to show you guys all the different options you could do. And something I'd recommend, if your tactic is not looking, I might even do the same, to be honest. If I notice that myself, the players are really not as familiar with the tactic. If we go into that right now, the familiarity, it's quite low. You got a couple awkward, like the marking and the positions awkward. So it's what you want to work on. Pellegrini, he's got a little injury. He'll be back. Yeah, he's not going to be missing for the season, which is good. you don't want to have that. So let's just see what we got. Introduce ourselves to the squad. The dressing room atmosphere. What's going on? They're unhappy and not enjoying their football. Why? Why? The managerial support's. Why has it dropped? This is something to learn as well. Random drama in Football Manager. Yes. So maybe I need to introduce myself. Maybe that's the issue. They haven't got to know me yet. I'm just this random bloke's walked in, let alone from Australia, into this Italian club. He's like, what are you doing? Did you enter in the wrong door? Maybe. So you just need to introduce. I'm going to say, I don't want to make any promises for now, but I do want to talk expectations for the season. And something I want to do to show you guys, especially, and just so I don't stuff it up as well, you got to base this off what your board wants from you. So for the Serie A, qualify for Champions League. So basically copy that and watch my players get mad now. But yeah, to qualify for the Champions League. And there we go. They're satisfied with that. I'm like, yeah, they better not stuff this up for me. So it looks like I know what I'm talking about. There we go. And then we raise our hands. That's exactly the direction I was after. Then we move on. And because I saw it, but it didn't get ingrained in my mind, reach the semi-final. And all you got to do here, guys, all you got to do is just copy these and you're good. They're not going to react poorly. I'd say aiming to reach the latter stages of the competition. Yeah, we'll go with that. There we go. No unhappy customers, outstretched arms. That's what I was after. So none of these players reacted poorly. They were all pleased or satisfied. And then again, it didn't drill into my mind. Professional hours. They wanted us to reach the semi-final. So let's just go back again. The latter stages. It'll be the latter stages. Doesn't say semi-final exactly. Latter stages will be that. Pellegrini was there. Yeah, he's leading that as satisfied. And we'll raise our hands. It's exactly what I was after. And code of conduct seems to be fine. They're happy with it. We're all good there. Generally, I just get, when that message pops up with the code of conduct, my assistant, just let him handle it. Should be fine. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good there. No negative. Yeah, you would hate that. But the dressing room atmosphere very poor. You know the way to fix that? Win games. That's the biggest way. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an obvious one. Squad dynamics. You can take an induction, but we don't really need to do that personally. I don't normally do it. I was just second thinking there, you guys. But see, this is like when things pop up like this, it's tutorial based. So I know what these things are. Team cohesion, is very important. Like to get that high is like, that's going to come into fruition when that is good, you're going to notice. If it's poor, you're not going to play well. Or you could play well, but you could play even better when that improves. So club atmosphere, they all tie in together. I'm glad the managerial support is good. Like when these are better, you're going to play. Like, you see what I mean? Let's just go away from that. Like, it's very straightforward, you might say. And they all tie in together as well. Like, to make your team happy, it's so much based on winning games in FM and real life as well. Like, you're a happy club. Like, everyone around the club is happy. Wins are everything. Wins are everything in football. It's a really simple thing, to be honest. And if you're not doing well, you can go in a team meeting, but maybe we'll save that for later in the season if there's a time I'm not performing too well. So yeah, these inductions they're probably going to be more straightforward than me explaining it. It's literally a tutorial in the game, so you're going to get best out of that. So we meet the media. Yeah, attend the press conference. That's something as well. You can, if you don't want to do press conferences, I like to do an initial one when you join a team, but after that, like each game, I'm not going to do a press conference like for each game. Not going to do that. I like for a new signing, so you can praise him, say we're friends and all that, even if that's probably a lie most of the time or all the time. I don't know these players. So yeah, attend league press conferences. We'll go assistant manager, and yeah, we'll go through those responsibilities. We can set to a staff member, assistant. We'll do that for now, because you guys might want to do that. So there's a little drop down in the bottom right there of responsibilities. Let's get into this press conference, though, nice and quickly. How do you feel sat here as the new AS Roma manager? Smile warmly, just, happy vibes is going to be good. You don't want to come in very aggressive for the fans are going to see of you and stuff like that. You could bang table if you want, but I'm going to say point finger. Many wage budget is simply too small. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that, but I don't want to discuss finances. I'm not telling you the way to manage. You can do this all the way you want. But if you want to do things the best way, just be very agreeant. Not sure if that's a word. Just agree and say nice things. Basically, be a happy manager. Or don't give away too much. That's me. I either say positive things or I'm not going to give away too much. So anyway, open arms. I'm going to say absolutely. I have no doubt the president has the club's best interest. So yeah, what made you want to manage Roma? They're a massive club. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these. Generally be pretty positive. I'm only 26, which is a lie. A little bit younger than I am. I'm 30 years old, if you wanted to know. In real life. Anyway, that's something none of us will know until a few matches are played. So again, being neutral is not a bad thing at all. The press is very happy, but I don't really care if the press is happy or not. That's not going to impact your performances for the most part. What do you mean by the most part? Oh gosh, guys, press conferences are a very big thing. They can play a part in a lot of results, the results of matches, but we're going to keep it very neutral. It appears to us more suitable to cerebral approach to the game, suit and style of management rather than attracts. Why do you care about what I am wearing at all? I'm going to storm out. You don't need to know about what I'm wearing. No relationship with you, but at the end of the day, yeah, so that's a thumbs down, but again, for the most part, yeah, that's not what you're going to be focused on at this point. Making the media happy, yeah, you got to make your players happy. That's first and foremost. First and foremost has got to be your focus. So a friendly match coming up. It will be interesting to see how we do, but most of the friendlies are going to be against, easier teams. Footy Manager TV goes berserk. You don't have to do that, but, I thought that was pretty funny. And then normally I auto-select. There's another option to the right, auto-select with youth prospects if you want to get youth prospects involved. But me, I like getting the first team, their match sharpness up, which is very, very important. You may have noticed I haven't really looked for a transfer as of yet. I'll be waiting to see like the moves that are made and all of that. Ibanez, I'm very happy this guy is joining permanently. I think he's a very good defender. You're like Santon. We get that go through and we'll look for a right back. So we can still scout options because there's a very good chance that will go through. And this is an opportunity for me to show you how I will be looking for a right back here. I would go, select the right back. That's a simple first step, isn't it? But then if you go into this section here, the attributes, you can go to pick defensive roles, fullback, and I'll personally go for a fullback support at this point in time, and we'll drop that maybe to 13 for a suitable attribute. That's going to be different depending the level you play at, but you're probably going to have to drop to match maybe 13 out of the 15 of those attributes, and then we're going to get, to me, these are the best options that I want to find. So if we go over to tactics again, we are playing with complete wingbacks, which could be some different options. So if you want to look for the exact role, you could equally do that as well. Defensive roles, complete wingback. You go complete wingback support. If you do it the same way, there's probably not going to be as many options. There's 6 there, not too bad at all. If we match 17 out of 18, you would be lucky there's one man there. So if you're going off that and the best right back and to fit your role as well, this man, Ruben, I probably wouldn't go for him. He's at 27. He's not bad at all. It really depends on his pricing, and we can check that out. We don't even have to try and make an offer. You can ask the agent. 9.5. Not bad. I think he could be. We're going to get a scout report on him. See, the more I look into a player, the more I'll know if I want to sign him or not. And his mental attributes are starting to very impress me. They really are. They're really impressing me. And for his important attribute, he's actually quite good, even though he's 27. But for me, for this save and for this series, he's probably not going to go over 30. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this for now. It depends how many episodes we get through of this and how quickly, hey. But that's how I found my most ideal target for the position we need. So hopefully you guys, you took something from that. And okay, Dario Forts. Okay, we don't need another physio, apparently. All that we went through for nothing. Okay. Gonzalez. So a technical director, they're going to allow the technical director through. Serafin Gonzalez. He's going to join. So great. He gets to come through. The other one, he wasn't allowed. So he joined. You can also send on intensive language courses, something I recommend. I mean, it's going to be handy to be able to talk to your staff. Yes, intensively. So there we go. Or extensively. So also our director of football, very handy because he's going to help you out in so many ways. You can do a lot with your director of football. We'll send him on the intensive language course. We'll get more into director of football and what he can do a bit later. But for now, a recently signed director of football, I reckon this will be a bit of a shorter one. We're just going to say, this is like a little chat opposed to that whole press conference. So just say positive, very good. It's generally like 1 or 2 questions at most. Nothing too extensive. So I'm happy controlling and making sure we have a good interaction. We have a good initial interaction. So there's going to be a lot of players here. We're not going to get into those just yet. Some class players. There is actually a friendly against Inter coming up, the following friendly. So that's something that's going to be in my mind in terms of a early result. Like an early result that's going to be, we could take something out of and, seeing where we're at. So we kick things off, a first one here, but if you look at the opponents here. Let's take a look. Okay, we just... and I just unlocked an achievement, Armchair Expert. So that's absolutely fantastic. But if we go back, if we just go back to the team... we're going to find a long way around here, but they're in the Serie C, which I haven't heard that pronounced before, maybe 1 or 2 times, or it could be like Che. It's like a Serie Che or something like that. I may have heard it a couple times, but anyway, let's continue on. But my main point there was that we should have won that game. We should have won that game. This one upcoming against Inter here, again, you may choose to control your friendlies if you want to, but personally, I think my assistant is definitely able. Yeah, he's able to handle that. You can offer a few contract. Milanese, where's he? If we should be offering a new deal, why is his contract running out? I want to talk to Roma in real life. Why doesn't he have an extended loan? If you take off extended contract, we'll find a loan move. That's where that came into mind. So we'll just remove that. See if we can get it without it. And again, a lot of times you do not have to really give them a promise. And we can still give him that if we want. What I like to do here is increase after 10 games and 15 games, especially when he's a youngster you don't think you're going to use in this first couple seasons, really. And you can lower that wage a little bit as well. Take off the yearly. You're removing a lot of things. Yeah, hold on. Increase the unused sub fee. I'll do that with the appearance fee as well. Put that 2.5, and then that gets accepted. So that increased payment would only be, if he's going to play in the match. Appearance fee, exactly that. So really, really good. So we're continuing until this Inter game, and I just want to see... I want to see the Santon deal go through, because then we can see our player. There may be others that pop up here. We could go to unsure. Nope, it's still there. If we go to doubtful, and we'll tick that off, there's a few other guys. George Baldock from Sheffield United, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that really shows you guys. This gives you more of an indication to the level of the player. And this is another little tip as well. What you can do, you can click on World just to see if there's anyone else available. There isn't, but it would show the players, like more players in the world outside of Europe, like South American, all that. And then you can just go back to Europe. Just like that, with no further cost, as long as you don't continue a day. Little tip from me. So let's continue. So Ruben, I think he's a very good target. We found him very, very well, to be fair. Not just to praise myself a little bit, surely, but that's how I generally go for my signings, though. I scout in that exact way, search through the attributes for the role, and I do find a lot of targets that way. Another one, once you do get your director of football, you can go to suggest targets. You can go right back, whatever you want, maybe for a free transfer. No players have been found, so that doesn't really help you. You could choose a specific role as well, complete wingback. Yep, I didn't expect that. Let's see, any loans available? None. Transfer. Generally, transfer is when there's going to be some more options for you. So there's some decent options here. So Guga, 21 years old. 3 million value. I'm very intrigued to see, get a scout report on this guy as well. This lad, only 21. See, he has some more improvements in him as well. He is Brazilian. He's Portuguese as well, so I don't think he would be like a foreign player because he's Portuguese. He's got a European country in his nationality. So that is kind of very important as well in the Serie A. If we go to our squad, if we go to our registration now, we can see the maximum of 25 players. I don't think there's anything like in terms of foreign players related there. But if we go into the league table, if we go to our rules and regulations and transfer window and transfer rules, here we go. I knew there was something. If a club has 3 or more non-EU players in their squad, on June 30th every season, including those soon to be out of contract, they can only sign and register up to 2 non-EU players to play in official matches. So that's what we've got to keep in mind. And let's see how much we've got. Then. That's why I was going to the registration and wanting to see, the non-EU. So I was just going to say, it didn't say much, rules about it here. It says minimum 4 players at Roma, so like homegrown players. It didn't say anything about those there, but we take into what we said there and what we just checked in the rules section. We've got Jesus, a non-EU player who occupies a non-EU player slot for the club. So that thing there, that little notice is something we're going to take notice of. So Jesus and Bruno Perez. See, we're getting rid of one in the team. You got Mkhitaryan, a non-EU. He's from Armenia. don't count as non-EU. If you go to AS, these we're going to be on top of as well. They're European nations, so I'm not sure about that, but anyway, maybe someone will get in the comments and let me know why Mkhitaryan would not be. He's non-EU player, occupies non-EU slot for the club. Going through that again, and Edin Dzeko, there might be something because he is as well with Bosnia and Herzegovina. Let's just call him Bosnia. We're gonna leave it at that. See, European International League, they're literally in that. They're in that league. So we got to be careful because he occupies a non-EU slot for the club. So. That's exactly it. If there's a little noise, I just hit my keyboard there out of confusion maybe. But you got to be on top of a lot of these things in Football Manager. Certain leagues have very specific rules, whether it be in terms of non-EU players, foreign players, and a lot more, especially like not just in the top divisions. In a lot of other countries, there's more specific rules. So this one, the one in the Serie A, it's going to be easier to be, you got to keep it in mind, but we should be able to be on top of that. That is for sure. As we have got a game against Inter coming up now. This is something, guys, so many things you got to be on top of. Release clause could see Pellegrini leave Roma. I haven't even looked at this yet. So you go to his contract. That expires in a few seconds. 27.5 million for a guy that's worth 25. Especially that there's interest by PSG. Lorenzo Pellegrini, important midfield player for us, no doubt. Good. His corners, crossing, not bad for a central player. He's important to the team. He's 24 years, so you got to be pretty quick smart about this. Giving him a contract with so it's pretty simple. What's his wage on, right? What's his wage right now? 75k. So we got to be careful of that, not to give him too much. It will cut into our wage. So that will happen. So once more, I like to increase the unused sub fee. I feel as a midfielder, if he's not starting, he'll be brought on quite often. And then you keep it in your mind as well mentally. Maybe increase the assist bonus. Get a goal bonus in there as well. So give him some of these extra bonuses and clauses. 50k, maybe drop a little bit, maybe 4. Well, I wanted to do 33.5 there, so I'll stick to that. The loyalty bonus is a big one. That's quite a decent amount, really. Maybe that one, 800 for the agent. The agent might be a bit more willing to accept, but right now, I don't think this is going to get accepted. Oh, no, it did. Wow, okay. You could tell I was shocked by that. Not disappointed at all. So, attend the meeting. I generally don't utilize this a lot myself. I'll say what you can say. If you know who you want to sign, I'm aware of where we need to strengthen, and then you can go about the deals in your own way. Like you can just follow what I'm doing in the same way, but you could utilize them and go through that process. Or you can just follow my processes. I'd suggest that, to be honest. But we got the game against Inter, which I'm intrigued about it. We're not going to control this. So you're like, what are you talking about? Why are you building this up? It's more so I'm interested to see the result. What is that? Oh, it's a win. That makes me quite happy because when you sim the game like that, you don't really sim it. The assistant's taking control, is using your tactics, which is a good early indication that, okay, we're shaping up pretty well. So we can still review that. We can see how we perform. So there we go. That's our little tactic in place there. We can see the possession and all of that. Our XG was slightly lower, but for both sides, it wasn't that great. I like that we were very efficient in our chances. All shots were on target. Can't say the same about Inter. If we had 3 on target out of 7, I would have been, hopefully looking to address that. But I'm pretty happy. Even with our XG, not very high at all. I'm surprised with that. I really liked our shots on target. All of our shots were on target. So that's something I'm very happy about. So Kumbula as well. He's another one you want to point out. He's joining us permanently. He's one to look out for, a centre half. He's very, very good. He's very, very good. We got some more experienced players like Mancini, Smalling, Ibanez, but Marash, I'm excited. I'm excited for this young lad's development. As I said, he's in the first team. He could easily get a go. I'm so impressed by his attributes. I didn't think I checked him out much in the first episode, but yeah, he's really, really good. His attributes, his ability has already impressed me just by looking at attribute numbers. That's realistic, isn't it? No. I want to see his training performances, but in a video game, in Football Manager, yeah, you're going to judge off the player's attributes importantly. If you're really... how do I say this? Like, if you're really knowledgeable about like editing and stuff like that, maybe you can make a skin where you could, because I used one back in the day. I found one on the internet where you could hide that screen there, and all you had to, like, this would be blank essentially. You couldn't see their attributes. All you could see is your coach's reports on the player, judging off their training and matches. So like a manager would in real life. And that would be very, very tough when it comes to scouting, to be fair. You would take a look so much at, like, you would see their scout reports, but what would I want to do? I would want to see their players, like I would want to see their matches, go off their ratings and all that. I might want to do that again one day. So if you take a look at the ticket sales, is that pretty low for a big team? Well, yeah, maybe you guys can give me some feedback on Roma, but I'd say that's pretty low. It's, predicted to be up to 18,700. I guess maybe I'm comparing it to Premier League, and yeah, it's going to be a lot more in terms of that. Maybe it's not as shocking in the Serie A. So, and again, this is just going to be another induction. If you want, I would suggest you go, look into these things more yourself, because I personally, I don't even go through that a lot. The inductions, because I played Football Manager for over 10 years, close to 15 years. I don't really look at the tutorial stuff. A lot of OG FM players, you're like, we don't need to see this. We just continue on. So we get through another friendly. For quite a few friendlies we're getting through here. We're still waiting on our transfer. Yes, Anton. I just really want to wait to see. But what we can see in the meantime, we got a report. We got some feedback. Yeah, we got some feedback here on Ruben. We can see he's a 3-star ability. So now if we go to the reports, he's not much better. Apparently, he's only a 64. He'd only be a good Serie A player. But if we give a bit of a comparison, Rick Karsdorp is I'd say our next best option, and a bit more balance in his attributes. So if we just go down to Rick Karsdorp, and then you can see, if you can see the overview here, but I personally like to go to the attributes. They look like similar players. Karsdorp a bit better physically, so that's something you got to take into consideration as well. I thought, Ruben looked excellent. He was one of the best available to us. So that's where you might forget this a little bit, or not forget it. You might just allow a bit more. You might allow a bit more of leeway, because then you can suddenly see all these players. You can see so many players really, and you might look for someone potentially a bit younger. If we sort by the age, 20 Max Aarons, we know he's going to be expensive. So instead, maybe if we sort by the value and then sort by the age, maybe someone a maximum of a 21 that can allow improvements, Emerson, and someone who's not actually showing up here. If we go by the world, are we going to see anyone else? What I suggested earlier, no. So we're going to go back. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. If we're going to go back to our director of football, we just go right back. The same lad should pop up, or he doesn't. So we're going to have to go back to that. You should be able to. We should be able to go to our shortlist, because we did scout it. Yeah, I know. But that didn't allow me. I completely disregarded those players there, 100%. So those should be, the same. You got Calabria. If we take a look at these values, they're not bad at all. This Mazzari, he looks all right. So we'll get a scout. We'll get a scout on him. Celik from Lille, not bad at all. So we're weighing up our options. We're not quickly flying into a transfer. We're weighing up what the scout says as well. Calabria, he's at Milan, so I'm not sure about this signing. To be fair, we're going to get scouts, and we're going to gauge the interest and the scouts' reports on these respective players. And then if we go to scouting, that will take us to shortlist. Guga, he's 71, so he actually has a better recommendation. Let's just take a quick look. There's some interest from Leeds, and there's minor interest from us. That should increase. We're really taking a look at him right now. So he's got a potential ability. It's greater than that 3-star. So this lad could be a really good player for us going forward in the future. Extreme interest, which is very good. But the thing is, they don't want to sell him, even though it's a Brazilian side. They don't have a release clause, which is handy, kind of, in a way. Let's see what first off, about the availability. They don't want to sell him. So what I do is I'm going to suggest like 3 million at his current value, what they negotiate back, 23. And generally, at least I'm going off what I saw last year, and I've involved it this year as well in FM21, half of what they come with. So maybe like a 12, like 11 million, 12 million you could sign him for, and that's really on our breaking point. But then you could probably lower the wage. We could just sign him. So once more, what you could do is you can declare interest for transfer, and because he wants to join us, it might cause a bit of a rift between him and his club that he wants to leave. He wants to leave Brazil and come to Italy and really forge his career in Europe. So you don't need to be, as I just said, you don't need to be so desperate with your transfers. You don't need to get everything such in a rush. And then you go in, you can respond and say, I would love to make him part of the team. So he gets him in his mind that this team is really showing interest in me. A top European side, top Italian side, and you go over to his information, suddenly we've planted that in his mind and he wants to impress me with his next performance. So it's very handy that he's fluent in Portuguese, Spanish basic, and English basic. He's got a few there, even though those two are only basic. We're probably going to have to have him on a course to speak Italian. That would be handy. And if I just go back to them there, what was that in his information? No, he wasn't. When there's a high potential player, sometimes they could be dubbed as for example, as a Brazilian, maybe he could be in his position. He'll be dubbed as a player for his country in his position. So maybe right back, Dani Alves. Dani Alves just came to mind. Especially he'll be in a similar mold. He'll be very good going forward. So yeah, that would be handy. I can't put that on him. He's not described as the next Dani Alves. But yeah, or sometimes even an older player as well. But yeah, Dani Alves was the first one that came to mind. As Milanese, he signs his contract and Santon goes through. We're going to get 2.6. Yep, 2.6 is going to be added to the budget. And of course, we've got those coming through. Those installments. We've got installments coming through. And if you guys want to keep track of that, you can go to transfers, clauses, and everything is here. You can even potentially sell some here. Emerson, I don't really know how this is going to happen with Emerson, to be honest, because I don't know how much he's going to start for Chelsea. We've got to wait and see. Chelsea have got a very good squad. But if you want that money instantly, you can get it now. If you don't think it's going to take too long. See, I'm going to bite the bullet just for this type of series. After 50 league appearances, I'm gonna be selling these clauses so we can get a bit of money instantly. And just to show you guys something in action as well, Rick Karsdorp, we're gonna leave that because he's our own player. They'll be owed 1.8. I don't want to buy that clause, which will pay them 1.42. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that right now. And Ezequiel Ponce, 20% of his next transfer fee. You got to really take into consideration what's the odds of him leaving and what's his current quality. How much do you think he could be transferred for? We're going to leave that for now. As I said, look at this. AS Roma will be due 1.8 million if Spartak Moscow win the Premier League. Oh, go on, Spartak Moscow. Go. We want you to do well. We really do. So those are all the clauses. You can take them into consideration. There's some names there. Look, there's Eric Lamela. Roma will be due 300k after another 4 league goals. So Lamela, yeah, get going. Start scoring, lad. Start scoring. That's what we would love to see. So it's good to be on top of those so you know potential money coming in, or especially money that could be going out on your own players, yeah, if they reach a clause like that, whether it be a certain amount of league appearances or goals scored. So yeah, it was nice to and it goes right to the transfer budget. So now we've suddenly got an extra million, which is very nice for us. So we're going to continue, and we're going to keep our tabs on the right backs, because now that position, it's another one that's available. So that's where we're going to go as we just continue there for a second. When's our next friendly? That's next against Lecce. So they're one that is They're in the Serie BKT. BKT. They're a decent team, and their media prediction is second, so it's not a completely lower league team. They're still, they're going to provide a little bit of a challenge, and this is at a neutral venue as well. And that's what I just said. We only beat them a 2-1 there, but it's a good little victory. Jordan Veretout, who I don't mind as a player. He's a very, very good penalty taking. 19 penalty taking. I think he's a contender for one to take penalties. So now, because we've got our money, now if we've got our reports, if we've got reports for our right backs, let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Sort by recommendation. The highest recommendation is actually Calabria. Let's see how much they'd be asking. Would he actually want to join? I just feel, that's going to break our budget a little bit. I think even though his wage, we could lower the wage. I think we can do that a little bit more. So if we go down here, what I'm just doing is increasing the transfer budget. We can get that up to 16 million, and that puts our available wage budget at 87. I think that's feasible. But I don't want to blow all our budget, so we can have some money to play with come January, and then we can approach some players. We'll get to that when we get to that point. But for now, don't blow your budget. Don't blow your budget. You really would not. I don't suggest to do that. Diogo Dalot is another one, but I think he's going to be hard to sign. He's going to be quite hard to sign. We're going to leave him out because his value is our budget. Generally, you have to pay a little bit more than your value, like you would at Max Aarons. But let's go back into the short list. And Calabria, Guga is someone, again, we're going to keep in mind. And I'm really disappointed. I thought, I could still go for him if I wanted. I really liked Ruben at first look. We might want to take a look. Ooh, Mazzari. He's gonna be costing quite a bit. Guga, again, you could also keep tabs on the teams that are interested. Wow. Dortmund's interested in him. That's a big part as well. You can see, if similar teams to you are interested in a certain player. Let's take a look at any other targets. Is he going to bring me anyone else? Ryan Yambe. Ooh, I've seen him around before. I personally don't like his attack here. I wouldn't see him as a complete wingback. Personally, what we can do, even though there was none available, or the director of football didn't suggest any, and there's none popping up here, so they're probably not going to be as good, personally. So if we're going to go to expired, we're going to have money to play with, but it's just out of interest. Maybe if we do 9 out of 18. No one is going to be available. This is on the winter update as well, so there's going to be more players at teams opposed to the start of the game. So we're gonna get rid of that. We'll get rid of that suggestion, and also you can still take a look at some other roles. You could use a wingback, maybe a wingback defend, which is a role I have used in the past. We can put that on 13 and maybe go 16 out of 18 of those attributes. Which is no one's going to be found out of those. 14 out of the 18. Now there's going to be a couple, but at the same time, there's a good chance, it's going to be the same players that show up. So now we're going to have to make a decision if we're going to approach any of these guys. Guga is the one that has impressed me the most because of if you see his potential ability. So what we are going to do here, I think we are going to approach Guga. Again, you could also click transfer all of these guys. It's handy if they're interested. It's very handy because if they weren't, you're not going to get to a stage where you could allow yourself to get the contract. Guga, he's really, really impressed me. So, but see, AS Roma must register at least 4 players trained by the club. That will be fine because then you can register less we'll sort that out without an issue. I just want to try and negotiate this deal now. I'm going to go about 7.5 million. Judging of what we approached them last time with, we might go 11, 12 to get it accepted. Percentage of profit. This is something they generally ask for a lot, so I personally remove and exclude. It's what the CPU seems to come with a lot. So 7.5 million. Okay, I really think this is 20.5 as a whole. So now if we go down to offer about 10.5 million, now we're suddenly see the initial offer when they came with about 23 million. That generally gives you an idea. You can sign in for about half of that. So 12, if we go 11.5, which is incredibly close, what we can do, remove that, 11.75. They really want after per appearance. I like to do upfront personally, as I don't want to abuse the system, like saying if I'm going to offer like installments, 12 months, like 3 installments every 12 months, yeah, like that might be abusing the system a little bit because I may not play that far. Well, I would like to, but yeah, just in case. 12 million, still not getting accepted. 12.25. Okay, we're going to go 12.5. You may have agreed to some of that, to be fair yourself, but as I said, I would like to offer the money up front, non-negotiable, and we'll see what they come back with. So there we go, guys. This episode has gone to a happy enough. I'm happy with the length of it. I don't want to go, as I said, I don't want them to go above 1 hour, anything like that. It's still pretty long, but hopefully you guys are enjoying these style of episodes. In the next one, we're going to look to finish off the friendlies and hopefully bring in our first signing, our first right back signing. Will we be able to sign Guga? We are going to find out, but hopefully you're enjoying these so far. Get your thoughts up in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode.